So first, I'm going to ask Commissioner Lewis to address us and to use the handheld mic that Mario has so that way folks online can hear. Thank you.
Oh, you're killing me, Ollie. Throw me out. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Nicholas Lewis. I'm a planning commissioner, and I'm also the elected city clerk with the city of West Covina. So, for what it's worth, that's fun. It really doesn't do much of anything, but notwithstanding, want to do whatever I can as a planning commissioner. If anyone has any questions on any projects they have coming up or anything like that, that I can send out to city staff, certainly happy to do that. Any concerns on that front, please let me know. Second, and I guess this is sort of a thing that is probably new to most people, but unfortunately, the City Council come Tuesday decided to put an item on the agenda, which seems to be aimed at our council members' appointees to Planning Commission. So, and in effect, it's going to allow a not-for-cause removal of any commissioner who is appointed by Oli. Ultimately what that's going to mean is that you are going to have a smaller voice in this city. The only voice that you will have advocating for you will be Oli. And that's a sad thing. Unfortunately, I've been around in this city long enough to see a situation where this happened before. It was not smart then, and at that point in time, I was technically, quote-unquote, with the majority. I don't know, whatever you want to say, but I told them it was a bad idea at the time. They didn't listen to me, and guess what? You have the current political iteration of the nonsense that you have now. I bring this up to you because it's a really scary time. Not only are you also being limited to 3 minutes to address the city council, you're also losing voices. And mark my words, this is going to happen. So I'm out here just saying, I'm going to call their bluff. Go right ahead, do it. At the end of the day, I am the only person here who can say that I received the most votes in the history of this city. Okay, as the elected city clerk, I received over 19,000 votes in the last election. Most council members only received around 2,700 votes. And guess what? I'll be on the chopping block. So will Betty. Betty has been a treasure to this community. A treasure. And it is disgusting to me that this is something that our city council is considering doing. I mean, at this point in time when we have such a divisive society, we shouldn't be in a position where we are going through and stomping on any sort of minority voices. And the thing is that I don't really have a minority voice in this city. I mean, fundamentally, my positions on things are not so different from those who oppose Oli. It's just, for whatever reason, I think he's upset the powers that be, and that's a very sad thing. It's a very sad thing, and it's a referendum on the intestinal fortitude of the people in charge of this city, and that's sad. It's very sad, and I urge you to spread the word. Go to City Council on Tuesday and tell them what a bad idea this will be, because I'll be there, and I will complain about it, because ultimately it doesn't matter to me. I've served my city proudly for the last 16 years as a commissioner and as an elected official. But I'm telling you, this is, I can move on. I have a day job. It's not the end of the world to me if I'm not a planning commissioner. Okay? I'm not a small person. I'm 6'4", so I'm pretty big, but notwithstanding, I don't have any issue where the city is my life and everything about it is existential to me. So ultimately, if I'm put on the chopping block, good, great, I don't care. But I think it should concern every resident here, because Oli gets to choose who he wants to be a voice for you guys on the various commissions. And that's something that has been a right for council members for a very long time. It's sad that we're going back down a road that ended up being taken away. I believe it was back in 2015. The city council put it back to the current situation, and now we're going to go back full circle to that nonsense, where there will be no minority voice on any issue. It will be all, hey, let's all go along to get along, and that's that. And ultimately, good luck, everyone, when you go to council meetings and you use a little bit of profanity. You know what's going to happen? You're going to be removed. That's the bottom line. We can't say, this is effing ridiculous. We can't say that. That's sad. That's sad to me. Ultimately, impassioned political speech is welcome and should be welcomed in this country, and we're going backwards in this city. Why that is beyond my understanding. Beyond my understanding. It's crazy to me, and again, I apologize, I'm taking a lot of time talking about this issue, but the First Amendment is something that unites this country. And, we may hear plenty of things in this world that we don't want to hear. I know I hear a lot of crazy stuff at the dais when I'm sitting up there as a planning commissioner. But at the end of the day, people have a right to say it, and they should continue to have a right to say it. And the fact that this city council is going backwards on that and reducing the amount of time that people have to address the city council, as well as the planning commission, that's not a good state of affairs. They're not doing anything to improve the community as it stands. And I think that to me just, it breaks my heart, because this city is a city I chose to live in. I could have gone anywhere else, okay? But I chose to live here. I'm a third generation resident of this city. My grandparents raised their children here, and they chose to live here. My parents chose to live here. I choose to live here. And the only reason I choose to live here is because I believe in this community. And honest to God, I believe that everybody in this community who would ever run for office actually held those values. I'm concerned that we're getting away from that.